All right, and we are live on YouTube with Rod Kraft from Griot's Garage and Levi Gates from the Rag Company. So welcome, gentlemen. We are very excited to discuss what Griot's Garage, the Rag Company, and Dr. Beasley's all have in common today. But first, I do want to remind all you out there in YouTube land, please go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And while you're there, go ahead and tickle that notification bell so that way you can be notified every time we schedule a new live or drop a new video. So anyway, circling back to my friends that are joining me here online, Mr. Levi Gates from the Rag Company. Welcome, sir.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you for making the time for me to get in here. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also my good friend from Griot's Garage, Rod Kraft. Good day to you, sir.
Hey, likewise, Chris. Good to see you, Levi.
You too, Rod.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, so welcome, gentlemen. I silenced that phone, and I don't know why it's not being silenced, even though it says do not disturb on. So I apologize to everyone about that. Anyway, today we are here to talk about the future of detailing advanced pain correction clinic. Specifically, the clinic we're going to have coming up in May that our friend Levi here is hosting. But before we kind of get into that, I wanted to talk a little bit about the backstory of the future of detailing. And really, Rod Kraft was an essential part in that genesis of this this clinic. So I figured, no better person than to ask you, Rod. I mean, how did advanced paintwork correction come to be?
Well, I think, Chris, I don't want to take ownership for all that. I think it was kind of a collective application of you and other people in the industry taking what we know as manufacturers, distributors, suppliers, and allowing us to get together with detailers, whether they're experienced newcomers to the industry as a whole, and sharing our knowledge, our experience, and our background with them to help them grow in the industry. It's like we were talking earlier before we started the live call. It's a big world out there, and Levi, there's a lot of competition out there. And I think it's kind of cool that we're sitting here with, Dr. Beasley's, yourself, and us. And even though we're somewhat competitors to a certain degree, we all have a lot to share with the detailer in the industry. So that's what I'm all about. Right. Is what can we do to bring the industry up as a whole?
Absolutely. So Levi, I mean, as far as your backstory, I mean, we're kind of new, bringing the Rag Company into the future of detailing fold, but I thought you maybe want to share to the audience, the how and the why that you came to get involved with the future of detailing.
Well, you guys, reached out to me and said, we got this great idea. We'd love to host a class at your place. And I said, that's what we're all about. That's the number one thing that the Rag Company is about, is education and teaching and training, whatever we can do, whether it's through our YouTube channel on showing customers, whether they're just starting out or they're actual professional level detailers, how a product works, how to use it, how to demo it, to actively hosting clinics here in our studio to better everybody in the industry and to make it so that anybody and everybody can join in and learn how to use a product and how to actually enjoy and become a member of this detailing community. We're also really into meeting and working with other brands. It's one of our favorite things to do. And so this is just another reason to get to work with you guys. So super excited to be a part of that.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. So that's great to find out. And then if any of you people got questions out there, we are going to be having a Q&A session at the end of the stream. So go ahead and start at your leisure. You can put in your questions and we'll get to them a little bit later. But now, getting into specifically the advanced pain correction clinic that Levi is so graciously hosting out in Boise, I wanted to kind of touch on some of the goals for that clinic. And I know, like, my goals personally, when it comes to FOD APC, as I like to call it, I mean, number one was to create a clinic that was more focused on theory and process and not a product-based clinic, because again, it's a rising tide raises all ships. So if we can we can up your skills as a detailer so you can A, charge more money for those services, or B, scale up your business, well, that benefits all of us, as the Rag Company, Griot's, Dr. Beasley's, and all your suppliers. But the other thing that I found in my couple of years of attending trainings and whatnot is there was definitely a thirst amongst trainers to provide that higher level knowledge, not just basic, okay, wash from the top down type information, but there was that, and I know Rod and I, that's where we kind of started talking like, yeah, it'd be cool to have a class that's just kind of upper level type stuff. So, I mean, Rod, I wanted to ask you, what are your goals for the advanced paint correction clinic we got coming up in Boise?
Well, Chris, honestly, we always think about the fundamentals of detailing. Back when I had my detail business, I put it this way too. Everybody starts out at the same point, at the starting line. You don't know anything, and you learn by doing and making mistakes, gathering knowledge, trying and succeeding. So no matter what happens, every detailer in the industry today starts out with just a complete blank screen of knowledge. And so you have to build your momentum and start gathering that knowledge. All the different manufacturers, all the different suppliers, so much information on YouTube, on the internet. It can be overwhelming for a detailer who's just getting into it. So I think any class that is driven to teach them the fundamentals, but beyond that, in the sense of a more advanced paint correction class. Well, what does paint correction mean? So back when I was detailing, it was just called buffing and polishing, compounding and polishing. Well, now it's morphed into paint correction. So what does that mean? So let's kind of break that down at the class. And it's all about, what does a compound do? What's the sole purpose of a polish? What kind of paint are you working on? Do you know what paint is? We don't want to get so technical from the chemistry makeup, but we want them to understand how much is the average clear coat on a production car versus a repainted car, and understand, do you have limits and things like that. So we will break that down. We'll have paint gauges there. And I love to take a demo hood and let somebody go nuts on it and burn through an edge to know what that really feels like if need be. We can take it to the limit. But hopefully we get detailers there that are thirsty for knowledge and that want to take their game up to the next level and justify changing their pricing as a whole. Because we've all been there. When I detailed, I did an 8-hour detail and I got probably a third of the price I should have, just because we all have OCD and
we always want to do more.
Right? What's that?
I said we always want to do more.
Oh, we always want to do more. It's our nature, but we have to know where to stop. We got to know our boundaries within the limits of our job scope. Anyways, so I think we're going to cover all that. But like Chris said, it's all about theory and process, or theory and technique is what I like to call it. I don't want to just force our products down the throat of a detailer. It's all about showing them what the products are supposed to do, not the brand as a whole. And then naturally, they're going to migrate to what they like to use, plain and simple.
And Levi, I mean, same kind of thing to you. Like, what are your goals, or what are the RAG company's goals with hosting the Advanced Paintwork Correction Clinic?
Well, one, it's that synergy of being able to work together. Two, it's also the fact that what many people don't realize is one, how products work together, how products cannot work together, but also how key having the right tools and equipment are. So there's a reason we have all the different products that we have and the brands that we have that are putting this together. It's to show you that there's a purpose in all of us to drive that forward, and there's a reason Griot has been in business for as long as it has. There's a reason Dr. Beasley's has been in business, and it's to educate the detailers as well as to why these companies make sense, but also what tools are now at your disposal. And once you unlock that knowledge on how to use them, man, it changes the whole game for a detailer. I've been detailing for 25 years, and it's one of those things where I look back, like Rod said, man, it was cut and buff. That was just it. Did you cut and buff that car? Sure did. Yep. Nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew
right.
They just knew they wanted it a little more shinier. And so to be in this situation now and see where detailing has gone, it's the amount of information out there for your customers, but also for yourselves. Learn those high limits of quality and control and everything within yourself and for your business, I think is huge. And I'm super excited to be a part of it. And I'm also excited to push a little microfiber on these folks.
There you go. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, I know, because that's one of the things that, as far as what students can expect when they come into a future detailing advanced paint correction clinic, is that, that positive atmosphere. And I know that's one of the things that, as I'm directing these events, I focus on is creating this positive atmosphere, because that's so important to be able to have that level of comfort in your surroundings and the people that you're working with. So as a detailer, these students can push outside of their, boundaries of comfort to truly learn. Because obviously that's how you're going to grow. It's kind of like, hey, Levi, you're up in the mountains. I assume you go skiing. It's like when I was growing up skiing, if you're not falling, you're not trying, you're not expanding your skill set. And so that's really what, we want to create here with the future of detailing advanced paint correction clinic, which again, come on, the Rad Company Independent Training Facility fits perfectly right into that mold of creating that sort of positive atmosphere so we can have true growth. And after all, this is the home of what I like to call the hashtag hands-on hammered paint. So that's what we want to get hands-on. We are going to get into some teaching moments and maybe a little bit of classroom, but again, it's more about when we get into talking identifying paint flaws or which tools and machines are used for a given process, or tolerances or techniques for a given process. It's all on hands-on, which is so very important with this, because I know I was the kid who never learned well in a lecture hall full of 300 students. That was never my thing. That was I was always more with the hands-on, and I know, Rod, one thing that I had a great time when we were in Wisconsin last fall with the Advanced Paintwork Correction Clinic was your sanding section was phenomenal. I know I learned quite a bit on there. So, and I know that's what a lot of students are going to be coming to Advanced Paintwork Correction Clinic for. So I thought maybe you could give them a little preview on your sanding section.
Well, I can pretty much assure you that Levi would agree with this. Sanding is typically the last approach in most cases, depending on what the job is that you're even going to try to tackle. If we can correct it the least aggressive way first, that's always the best option. First, do no harm. That's kind of a doctor's creed that I think most detailers should always practice. Is, you're given this car, this vehicle, whatever it is, and it's got so much paint on it, you can only remove so much to fix the problem. There's no science or there's no magic to that, is what I want to say. So we have to know what we're working on. And so when we're doing any kind of wet sanding, I think it's good to teach that to detailers as a whole, to know when to wet sand, when not to, what to look for, what type of paper to use, techniques, both in the sanding and the sand mark removal process. So there's so many variables, and you're probably going to find 20 guys that might have a different approach on how to do all of that. But I think as a whole, if we can just walk through the purpose of wet sanding, when to and when not to, that's what I want to share when we do that at the class. And Levi, I know your background's pretty extensive, so I would love to pick your brain and watch how you do your sanding techniques.
Thank you.
So, no problem. No, I'm excited. I think anything we can do to help teach detailers a better way to do their job, instill confidence so that they can take their business to the next level, that's what's important.
So Levi, is there any specific subject matter that you're truly passionate about, or something that you're excited to, some knowledge you're excited to pass along to our students at the Future of Detail?
Well, for me, the biggest thing is microfiber, and teaching you guys, the differences as to why. Rag Company makes over 150 different types of microfiber towels. And many people think, oh, I only need 4 or 5 towels to do a job. It's pretty true. There's about 4 or 5 different types of weaves. But I do want to teach and show why certain microfiber works for certain types of surfaces and why it doesn't work on other types of surfaces. That's the biggest thing, because once you learn how to do that, it really does change things. And I equate it to a screwdriver. Most people think there's only 2 types of screwdrivers in the world, and you could probably fix a car with those 2, but you'd do a lot better if you had a whole bunch of different bits of different sizes. If you had Torx bits, Allen keys, there's all kinds of stuff. And most people don't even think that far ahead with it. And so for many detailers, they'll do these high-end corrections, and they'll use a great polisher, and they'll use a great compound, and they'll use a great polish, and they'll do their best to work at it. And then they'll grab the most junkiest garbage towel that they have around the shop, and then they just undo all that complete work. Or like many of us, they find out they've been using a lower quality type of microfiber that maybe they bought at, a big box store, and they've washed it 10 times, but they've washed it wrong, and they're not caring for it properly. And they've actually destroyed the microfiber based on the way they washed it. And so now they're doing harm, and they're making more work for themselves when they're trying to remove that compound, that polish, because it's just not working. And so a lot of that is to teach those best practices, not only the best type to use and the reasons why we have the different versions that we have, but also once you learn that, you can go to any company that sells microfiber, because we all cater to that and we all create the right microfiber for the right job. And the goal is to teach them why you choose this. Why does this work so well? But then how to care for it and do that proper care. Because I think there's a number of detailers who still miss the boat on the proper care of that. And I know a ton of really great shops, high-end shops, and they use the most basic form of microfiber, and they don't clean the towels properly. And it's surprising to see that there is that disconnect. That makes sense. So the goal is to try and help teach that and make sure people understand. So,
it's funny, Levi, you say that, because I believe the same is true with everything in the category of detailing, because they're all tools that we're going to use to detail the car, right? So the towel's a tool, and even your pads, whether they're a foam pad or a microfiber pad, they all play an important role. So I think it's all important just to educate them on the quality of the towel, the weave, the type of weave, the length, the GSM. I think to be able to open their eyes to that and understand why you wipe in one direction versus whatever, share all that knowledge, I think is going to be super important. Pretty cool.
Very cool, gentlemen. Very cool. Yeah, I can't wait to get into that myself and soak in some of that knowledge. So that's going to be cool. And I know one of the other things Rod and I were talking about as we were chatting before we jumped on live is neither Rod nor myself have been to the TRC Training Facility. So we are super pumped to get out there and see it. So I mean, Levi, come on, tease us a little bit. Tell us how grand this facility is and what a great time we're going to have there.
Well, we built this. This was our COVID project. The whole facility itself is about 5,000 square feet. The building is 7,000. The front 2,000 is our media offices, our production offices, our production studio, our control room, and this podcast studio that I'm sitting in. But the other 5,000 square feet, we tried to build, I jokingly say this, we tried to build the nicest detail shop that doesn't detail cars. The goal is that we have a space to create all of our videos, but also a neutral territory for companies to come and host trainings and events in really the best facility we could possibly create. So we have an indoor wash bay, we have a lift in the floor, we have a number of different machines, a number of different products and tools to be able to utilize. We also have a complete white room, cyclone room that we can take pictures and we can do stuff. It's really neat when you get under a giant diffused light, what paint looks like, and what really you can see and actually get out. But then we have a lot of different other types of lighting that we can really utilize that we put into this place. I mean, the amount of time and effort that we put into building this facility is truly insane. We also built an outdoor wash bay for, when we don't want to get stuff dirty on the inside here. But this space is built for this kind of event. And we currently host a number of events with 3M and Avery Dennison. We do a lot of wrap and vinyl training classes here as well. And they really like utilizing it because of the fact that it's a neutral ground. And many, there's always been a lot of these companies a lot of training companies that come in and go, hey, we're going to host it at so-and-so's detail shop. And there are so many detailers in that area that are like, yeah, I'm not going to go to that guy's shop. I'd love to see that company and I'd love to take that class, but I'm not going to walk into that guy's shop because he took an account for me or blah, blah, blah. And it happens in detailing, window tinting, PPF, vinyl wrap, happens all over. And so I really appreciate when the companies take it upon ourselves and go, hey, we're just going to be able to host these classes at this facility or this facility, to take that aspect out of that, that aggression out of those detailers and go, look, we're all just here to learn. Take the class, drop the beef. Let's just get together and work and learn to better ourselves as who we are. And that's one of the reasons we built this place, was so that we had a neutral ground to just come and learn, come play with products, come try out tools, try out equipment, and have some fun while we're at it. And also have a really cool space to do it in. You can see all of it on our YouTube channel. Every single one of our videos is filmed in our studio. But the best part was, because we built it during COVID, we did everything online in the morning, and then we'd come in here and work on the facility ourselves. And so from one of our videographers laid all the carpet and put the cubicles together, to I built the wash bay with Josh, who does our international sales, and Jeff Hennon, the owner, laid all this planking behind me that you see. He did all that himself over the course of a couple weekends. Each one of us got to do something and build this facility for everybody, basically. So I'm excited to have you guys out.
Yeah, I'm excited to get out there. And I know one thing we're excited to do out there is something that, we kind of put together on the fly last year at Advanced Paintwork Correction Clinic. And we did it one more time at the Primer Clinic down in Knoxville last month, and that was Detailer Olympics. So I know, Levi, you're not familiar.
I'm not.
Rod, this is something that we kind of, again, got into. And I mean, the whole purpose was, a way to teach detailers to not get caught chasing perfection. When the fact is that, I think it was Dylan Dylan Cleese who once said in a training, it's everyone likes to post their multiple day corrections, but the fact is the profitability in this industry is multiple corrections per day. And that's, where I see detailers can get kind of caught up. Again, going further than what the customer paid for. If the customer paid for a one-step enhancement, let's deliver a one-step enhancement. And what we kind of found was, I think, when you kind of tap into the competitive juices of detailers, all of a sudden it's not about chasing that rid. It's about, let's get through this car and get this done and win. So, I mean, Rod, you witnessed the first ever future of detailing, Detailer Olympics. I mean, what did you think about that?
I think it was a great way for them to get a little bit more comfortable and build some confidence and have fun at the same time. It was a lot of fun. I think the biggest challenge, and I don't mean it in a negative, it was just, you could see the two different teams, or the four teams, how they were going, oh, they got a better car than us, or we got a piece of crap, and this one's just, got scratches all over it. But in the end, when it was all said and done, they all understood what, a two-step versus an all-in-one or a one-step really was all about, and how to really kind of chase the right type of profit, and how to let go of some of the challenges that we all want to, keep working on that car a little bit longer. It was hard because some people, that down at the very end of the wire, when the clock was running out, they were still polishing because they just couldn't let it go, Mm-hmm. But it was fun. It was a great event. I think it was definitely something you should do at every seminar, every training session, because it was a lot of fun and it really helped people kind of work together. So really cool.
So what do you think, Levi? You excited for Detailer Olympics? You a little terrified of Detailer Olympics?
I don't know what to think. I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited to see which one of the cream will rise to the top of the crop. So we'll see what they get into, and like I said, it'll just be fun to watch.
Absolutely. And guys, it's so much more than just 2 days of training at the Advanced Paintwork Correction Clinic. We also, there's going to be, so the training is actually on Thursday and Friday. We will also have an optional Saturday curriculum up. So for those of you that are IDA members or want to be IDA members, we're going to be offering SV or skills validation testing there. So that'll be available to any students there who also want to get their SV certification from the IDA. Stay an extra day, but probably even the better reason to stay an extra day was a very gracious offer made by my friend who's joining us online here, Levi. Why don't you tell us what you have planned from the RAD company, and for not only our paying attendees, but if you're going to bring a friend, a significant other, the wife, son, daughter, whatever it is, you guys are all welcome to join us on Saturday for Levi's special surprise here.
What is this special surprise that I'm doing?
Open house.
Yeah, the place is going to be open. People can come hang out, come say hi. If you want to check out the studio, it's here. We can give you a tour of the grounds. kind of our campus and see the whole place. But this way you can come in, hang out, enjoy the Rag Company. The store is actually, well, the fulfillment center will be open from 9 to 2 that day, so people will be able to shop. We're obviously going to be providing a discount as well for the day, and the attendees that want to come and place an order, they can do that as well. And so people will be able to buy what they need and grab what they want before they head back home. And if we need to ship it, we'll ship it for you. But the good news is you can come check out this entire facility yourself. We'll give you a full tour of the whole place. That way you guys can see it and enjoy it. Maybe you want to pull out a polisher yourself and you want to throw down on a hood. We got that as well. So you can come do that too and test your skills or show off your skills to your loved ones, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm excited to see the whole operation. I know I've never been there. Have you ever been there, Rod?
No, first time. I'm super excited not only to do that, but to spend some time with Levi and get to work alongside him as well.
Yeah, I'm excited. This will be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it really is going to be a great time. And some other little benefits of attending the Future of Detailing Advanced Paint Correction Clinic that the Rag Company is hosting for us in May. We're going to have frame certificates, so it'll be cool. You get a nice frame certificate with all the company logos in it. Breakfast meals are going to be all provided. So if you stay at our preferred hotel, the Hampton Garden Inn, you're going to get breakfast there. We are going to provide lunches catered in at the Rag Company, as well as a Wednesday night reception dinner, and then we'll do a Thursday night catered dinner at the hotel, just basically because after that whole day of working our butts off on Thursday, I mean, everyone's pretty beat, so we'll just hit the easy button, head back to the hotel, get in their meeting room, get some grub catered in, and get some rest and get into day two. But another thing I always like to remind people of is, we put together pretty incredible swag bags for these events. I mean, I know the last Advanced Paint Correction Clinic that was hosted by Lake Country, they're at Griot's had, I think some Speed Shine, some beautiful microfiber towels. Beasley's put in there a NanoResin Pro kit and a full suite of NSPs, and Lake Country threw in a bunch of pads, and Flex, I think, threw in some stickers and some other goodies. So, I mean, guys, just think about, look at the companies you have here. You got the Rag Company, you got Griot's, you got Beasley's and us. You're also going to have Lake Country and Flex. This swag bag will be epic. I assure you of that. No doubt about that one. But with that, I think it's time to start opening up some questions and see if we got any questions for our Q&A segment here. So I'm going to go ahead and signal over to Mr. Victor and see if he's got anything ready for us, or any you got questions out there. Feel free to start keying away.
Hey, Chris, no questions at the moment, but I am eagerly waiting to see if any come in the chat.
Yeah, very good, very good. I know one of the great things, I'll just kind of go over the specifics about what the event is, as long as we got a couple minutes here, guys. Dates are May 3rd through the 6th. So again, it's going to be reception dinner on Wednesday, May the 3rd, and then Friday and Saturday are the training, and then the optional SV testing and open house on Saturday, the 6th. The cost is $1,400. I do want to remind people out there, we do have the pay over time option. So if you hit the PayPal option, you can pay over time. Also, any Dr. Beasley's authorized detailers, you guys, as a perk of being in the network, you can use your AD discount on this training as well. So quite a valuable perk there of being part of our program. And guys, I know how excited as you are to come see Levi and Rod at FOD APC in Boise. Some other people that are going to be there. I am dragging out the big boss himself. I'm dragging him out of the corporate office upstairs. Yes, I'm bringing one Jim Lefebvre. Dr. Beasley himself is going to be joining us in Boise. Also from Lake Country, we're going to have IDA Hall of Famer Bob Eichelberg, as well as the president of the IDA, Bob Myers, and then pad guru Scott Voles. And then we have from Flex, of course, we're going to have our good friend Chris Metcalf. And then, of course, these two gentlemen here.
I'll have my whole team here. So, or at least my boys, my co-hosts in all of our Rag Company videos and podcasts, Anthony.
Oh, no doubt. Really, everyone's going to be hanging out.
They'll be here in the studio as well. And then the big boss himself, Jeff Hennon. He's very excited for this event and very excited to have everybody here. Super excited to host it and have everyone. So he's
awesome.
he'll be here as well.
Outstanding. Anything coming yet there? Nope. All right. Well, I guess we answered everyone's questions, guys. I guess we did our job, and we did our job so well.
Yeah, we just gotta sign up and come hang out with us. That's the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm totally pumped for it. I mean, anything you guys would like to add in before we sign off?
I'm good. I'm just excited about this next event. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to get out to Boise and see the Rad Company's facility, work with Levi. Of course, see you again, Chris, and the other Chris, and Bob,
yeah.
and the whole team. It's
And
gonna
the
be fun.
Bobs.
And the Bobs.
I'm excited because April 1st or April 3rd through the 6th, we're hosting TRCMA again this year, which is us broadcasting for 4 days solid across our YouTube channel with every single brand we carry here at the Rag Company. They're all coming in to do and give out the latest and greatest and show all the stuff that folks that maybe couldn't go to a trade show or couldn't go to SEMA or couldn't go to Mobile Tech and see their new items are going to get a chance to be able to watch and enjoy a virtual trade show. So I get all these people coming to visit that first week of April, and then I get all you guys coming back like less than 3 weeks later. So I'm really excited to be able to host and have everybody here. This is the kind of stuff I love doing with this company, and I'm excited to have everybody and see everybody. So
That's cool.
it'll be great.
I'm very excited as well. Before we do, I do got to ask you one question, Levi. How are the driving habits in Idaho? I mean, do you find perhaps that maybe do drivers on the expressway, perhaps do they linger in the left lane a little bit?
Yes.
And does it get a little annoying to you?
Yeah, no, they don't know that the left lane is the fast lane, and so they just stay in that lane and they do that. I will say though, if it's a person with a 1A plate, it means they're a better driver than a person with a 2C plate. So it's a little inside Idaho joke, but that's that is the rule of thumb. To the point that I bought my wife a car, a newer car, because of an accident, and I was asking her what plates she wanted, and she said, "Well, as long as it says 1A on it, that's all that matters to me. It has to say that. I don't want any other type of plate." So, I mean, even she understood the rules. So,
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Levi, you'll have to explain that more in detail when we get out there.
Yeah.
So we can.
Yeah, I'm
be on the
curious.
lookout.
I'm curious. I don't. I'm unfamiliar. So yes, but so
it's just a county designation, and so one county is more of the metropolis, the other county is kind of the farmland. So,
Gotcha.
Understood.
That explains it.
works. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right. Well, with that, I do want to ask all our friends out there on the interwebs to go ahead and help me, help Levi, help Rod. We're all on the road quite a bit. Tell your friends, tell your family, folks. If you are out there driving in the left lane and you're not passing anyone, it is time to move over to the right. That is because it is left lane for passing, middle lane for cruising, and right lane for entering and exiting the expressway. I do want to thank everyone for tuning in to our live stream here. I want to thank the invaluable, incomparable Rod Kraft. Thank you so much, my friend. Always great to see you. My new friend, Levi
Likewise.
Gates. Can't wait to see you again. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
With that, gentlemen, I think we're it. Thank you so much, everyone. Drive safe. Have a wonderful day. And we'll see you on the Dr. B's YouTube channel soon.
See you guys. See you, Levi. See you, Chris.
Hey, guys.